And under World Space Center also, we have a Kaushal Bhavan, which is aimed primarily at hospitality. Now, having said that, tourism is also having multifaceted dimensions to it. So we also train a lot of people. We have been training through some local training providers and as well as outside the state also. We are training in aviation related skilling because when we train with for this we have partnership with GMR, we have partnership with AISATs and other leading aviation provider. So there what we are seeing after a year, after the training as well as because it's a RPD type of a model, retreat, train and deploy type of a model. The students are also getting a platform after which they are joining some of the cruise industries. So when we are looking at the various dimensions of skilling, we are taking a holistic approach, focusing on the long term, the short term, as well as the periphery sectors, which is also improving the tourism of the state. So other than that, we also intend to set up a few more center of excellences in hospitality sector. Our partner in the Kaushal Bhavan, which was set up last year only. So presently we are training close to 2,000 to 2,500 students exclusively into job roles associated with tourism sector, be it housekeeping, front desk. We have batches of commie chef running across the short-term skilling centers as well as long-term, which Shanta ma'am will be enlightening us. So we need to upscale it, and this year we are planning that we will be doubling the number of centers. Also under NSDC, we have a couple of training centers. One is there in Angul also and Thekana, where they are also training related to hospitality. So as of now, we train close to 2,500 students, both in short term and long term, taken together. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing with us this detailed view of what the state has been doing all this while. My next question would be to Mr. Dhiman Mazumdar. Now, Mr. Mazumdar has been an industry leader, and we have just been told in quite detail about the various initiatives that the government is taking for skilling. Now, as an insider in the trade who actually leads and runs the trade, do you notice skill gaps in the manpower which is incoming? And if so, what specifically are those gap areas?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for asking this question. I will talk in overall in hospitality, not only in industry, what we feel the gap at this moment. Like there are government-run colleges, government-supported colleges, and private colleges. There is a handful of 10 to 12 colleges altogether, which is these are basically diploma and degree holders. They have the students are more ambitious. So most of these students, after passing out in campus, they leave the state and they go to different other brands and other cities. But yes, the skill development which is set up by state government and your skill development institute which is here in Bhubaneswar, the workforce is really helping us. But again, there is a gap in terms of real-time hand-holding training which is missing out at this moment. When they come from the institute to the practical area, when they come to the hotel, they find teamwork is the thing which is missing out, which is required. Teamwork. And more of, I suggest when they're coming out from 1 or 2 years from the college, they have training model of doing practical training in different hotels, that is very limited time. So more of practical and same time giving education, balancing both the things when they come to the industry, that will be very helpful for them. Apart from that, I think the hotel industry associated with a lot of travel agencies, also a lot of foreign tours, foreign guests who are arriving to the state, they are not getting very skilled guides who can speak multiple languages. That is lacking. Now, most recently, the ambitious project like Odisha, where 2026, where government has announced to develop certain areas like adventure sports and ecotourism, heritage, pilgrimage, the knowledge basically, which is we need trained people who can do this adventure sports. For that skill we are lacking at this moment, and the knowledge about the heritage of Odisha culture has to be imparted to the students. When they come, they should explain about this city, this state itself when they join the industry, because there are departments, they are interacting with the clients very frequently. Then we are lacking certain areas like digital marketing. Those are the areas I feel there is a big gap. We have to look into it. This is my take on your question.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, it appears that the gap is not so much in skills as in certain ancillary areas like teamwork, areas like appreciation of cultural diversity, cultural immersion in the state's culture, and so on. So, I'll come to Madam Sharda Ghosh next. Ma'am, since you are at the helm of one of the premier institutes in the region, which cultivates and grooms students to become industry leaders, what have you specifically changed or have been doing with regard to meeting these few parameters that Mr. Majumdar just told us about? What have you been doing about that?
Thank you very much. And after listening to Rashmita Madam and Mr. Majumdar, I'd like to address to the gap. I think there is not a single person here who would not agree with me that we do face scarcity of trained manpower at all levels. But at IHL, what we have felt so far is that the entry level jobs are more and there is more demand for that. So to address the problem regarding knowledge of the local culture and heritage, and when students are in the job, they lack this particular attribute. IHL takes students pan-India, and when students finish their course, they actually like to go back to their home state or go to big metros. So when we felt this, especially post-COVID, when we had so much of requirement from the industry, because we had such big hotels opening up post-COVID. So we approached the government, and I'm sure Madam will vouch for what we have done. We have approached the state government, and she has been very cooperative and helpful to us. And we are trying now to take in more students from the state rather than from the rest of the country. Because we believe that if students come from the state, at least maybe 50% of them will join the organizations within the state. That even if they don't, there will be a time that I'm sure they would like to come back and work in their motherland. The government has come forward, and we are having from 2020 onwards a lot of students who are being sponsored by the state government, which is one very good step. My second suggestion to everybody sitting here would be that in your CSR program, maybe you can identify a few capable candidates and invest on them, send them to IHL for training, and I'm sure we will, come up with a level wherein the students can be proud to be a part of this industry. And Mr. Madhunta spoke about digital marketing. We at IHS and of course also the National Council, who is our regulating body, we've understood the needs of today's industry, and we are kind of coming up with the curriculum wherein our students would be really good at these kind of jobs. So if you invest on manpower, if you actually want the youth of Odisha's passion to be converted into profession and come and join this hospitality industry, invest on them, send them to IHM, and I'm sure we will do a great job. That's it.
Thank you very much, ma'am. In fact, I would like to kind of take a little bit of liberty and say that the new curriculum that has been devised and already been put into force. The first batch that has undergone this revised curriculum will be passing out next year, in 2026. This curriculum has been developed in very close coordination with the industry. So a lot of industry representatives who are here as well have been privy to the fact that they have been first-hand participants in the curriculum revision process. A very long process. They've gone to every prominent hospitality chain. We have spoken to their line managers. We have brought them over. There have been faculty, academia, industry integration. So all of that has happened, and we are really looking forward to some of these gaps being bridged very, very soon. So now I come to Mr. Subudhi, so Srivas Subudhi. You're the working president for HRAO. I'm sure you're the sounding board for a lot of industry leaders, all the hotels in the state, restaurants in the state. So there has been a lot of talk about low entry level wages, long working hours, graduate expectations not being met by the industry. So probably these are some of the reasons why the number of entrants into the hospitality trade, number of students joining the trade industry has received a big survey. How is the industry looking to bridge this gap, and how are we looking at bouncing back, especially post-COVID?
Thank you, sir. Really, that is that this is a very good building, but without service, this building is hospitality. So if I put service, so there is no necessity of making a good engineer or any private, everybody knows. And I think this is the sixth conclave. Before that, I conclave, we don't have any special session for skill. I think there was so much of demand from the members. This is the reason we have done this program. And you all valued persons and personalities, government, state government, and institutions, communities here. I'm proud about that. And I think we'll make a solution on that. But my positioning as a HRAO representative, I will tell one thing, and second thing, at the same time, I'm also doing skilling work since 4 years. Now I have 3,500 students that are undergoing skilling program from post-matric, undergraduate, postgraduate, undergraduate. So in that case, what we find, I have also in engineering sector, hospitality sector, and hospital sector. But in every sector, you have asked a very valid question. Why the low category of students are not interested for the hospitality? Very good question, sir. Why? One thing that in all industries, all education, if you talk about the engineering or hospitality, there is a MOU between the industry and the institution. What we don't have, I think, Madam must have any MOU with any industry, any enterprise. So, if it could be, because everybody is talking about we have a lacking of skilled labor. No doubt, it's 100% right. But my suggestion for that, if you go to the engineering, there is a MOU with all industries. So if I tell you now, I have two branches in hospitality industry. My occupancy is 30 to 40%. Whereas if you talk about engineering, 100 times more than that. Because everybody knows that once you pass, immediately got a job. So now the skilling part, if you talk about skilling part, the state government also emphasize on hospitality, but there is no MOU between the industry and demand. That is very important. We know that I have asked people, if we talk, we have a demand and we have a student. But there is that gap we have to maintain. That can be happen only today. The local authorities, they should have, because all districts are their district development officer. If you ask to any district development officer, I like a person like this, he cannot do it. Can you madam agree with me? She is not the position. And Mr. Tripathi, he is also very, basically, he has very good knowledge about that. So in that case, I am telling you, MOU is first primary, and second thing is apprenticeship. After getting the training program, how a student will go to the training, and that should be there in the industry. So industry doesn't mean that Hotel Swosti or 5-star or 4-star, even in a budget hotel also, there should be a connectivity between the student, the trainer, and the faculty. Part 2. If we talk about hospitality industry is a very diversified industry. If we talk about a driver, it is also coming under. If agriculture he is also coming under hospitality. If it is a horticulture, he is also coming. So in that fact, what happened? Those are not related to industry, means identified industry. That the gap is there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. That was a very interesting perspective, Mr. Swati. Next, come to Mr. Tripathi. The SBI has been playing a very critical role in shaping the skilling landscape of the state. Now, we all know that hospitality and tourism as an industry, as a trade,